Hey guys, welcome back to MB's Hamsters, and today I am going to be talking about some common misconceptions, hamster myths and stereotypes that people have about hamsters that are not true, that many people believe that are very outdated, a little bit odd, and not true about hamsters at all. So I am going to be talking about that with you guys today. I just wanted to show you guys first, this is the shirt I have on. It says, I don't always talk about my hamster, sometimes I'm sleeping. And then on the back, it has my logo, I don't know if you can see that, but it has the sniffinghamster.com on the back of my shirt, so that's amazing. My mom made this for me, so yeah, I'm just wearing this shirt today just because it's a great shirt. So the most common hamster myth and stereotype that you've probably heard if you are a hamster owner, you have most likely heard this misinformation, and that is that hamsters like living in small cages. Hamsters can live in small cages because they are small animals. So I did just want to tell you guys that if you've been on my channel, you know that this is not true, but I'm going to say this for all the people that maybe haven't seen my channel, maybe are just learning about hamsters, and that is hamsters need very, very big cages. Just because they're small doesn't mean they deserve to live in a small space. They are very, very energetic animals that need a lot of space and a lot of care and a lot of room to run around and do their natural instincts. This behind me is the IKEA Detolf. I have mentioned it in a lot of my videos, many of my videos. I will leave up in the eye corner, I will leave up a link to my video where I actually talk about the IKEA Detolf as a hamster cage, but that is not the point of this video. The point of right now is saying that hamsters need very large cages. They need at least 450 square inches. That is the bare minimum. That is the minimum of what you're supposed to give to your hamster. So you should exceed this minimum and go beyond that, because the bigger the cage, the happier the hamster. So that is a very, very common misconception, stereotype, whatever you want to call it. That is a super common one that you'll find all the time with hamster owners and hamster care. The next one is that hamsters chew on the bars of their cage because they want to wear down their teeth, or they're telling me they're hungry, or things along that line. And that is not true. When a hamster chews the bars of the cage, it is a sign of stress and a sign of it wanting to escape and get out of that situation and out of that cage. So when your hamster chews on the bars, it is not wearing down its teeth. It's not trying to wear down its teeth. It is trying to escape and trying to get out of the enclosure because it is much too small. It is also not saying that your hamster is hungry. A lot of people have obesity in their hamsters because they think that when their hamster chews on the bars of its cage, it's hungry. So then they give them more food, and obviously more food results in an unhealthy hamster. So your hamster is not telling you they're hungry or that they're trying to wear down their teeth. They are telling you to give them a bigger cage because the enclosure you have for them is most likely too small. Another misconception is that hamsters love to have friends. They like having other hamsters around them just as friends to hang out with. And that is not true at all. Hamsters are very solitary animals, especially Syrian hamsters and Chinese hamsters. They are strictly solitary and must live alone because they will not thrive at all with another Syrian hamster or Chinese hamster or whatever. They will not thrive with another one of their species or any other animal. They are very solitary animals that love to live by themselves. I have a video saying how serious it is keeping Syrian hamsters together and how awful that is, and I will leave that up in the corner if you want more information. on why Syrian hamsters are strictly solitary animals. Dwarf hamsters can live together, but it is not recommended, as most of the time this results in them fighting and getting hurt. Some very rare times they will hang out with each other and act like they are friends, but they really thrive better on their own. So I don't think dwarf hamsters should be living with another dwarf hamster as well, because more times than not, the hamster fights with its cage mate, and that is not good. So dwarf hamsters should be housed alone as well, unless you're really experienced in keeping them together. Another misconception is that dwarf hamsters are aggressive and Syrian hamsters are more cuddly, which this is not true. Dwarf hamsters being aggressive is a huge myth. Dwarf hamsters and Syrian hamsters, they each have their own personality. All hamsters have different personalities, and that will result in different signs of aggression and kindness in each hamster. Each hamster is different, and putting dwarf hamsters as aggressive is unfair to the species. They are just as likely to be aggressive as Syrian hamsters. So that is another myth that some people believe that is not true. The next misconception that I've heard a couple of times is that hamster sand baths will cause your hamster an upper respiratory issue and they could die from having a sand bath in their cage. This is not true, obviously. I have sand baths in each of my hamsters' cage. It is true, maybe not death, but it is true that they can get an upper respiratory infection by using chinchilla dust or some sort of really dusty sand. That could cause them an upper respiratory issue. But if you just have plain children's play sand or reptile sand, that is perfectly fine, and your hamster actually likes having a sand bath to clean themselves with. So sand baths giving your hamster an infection is not true. That is true for dust, but not for sand. Another misconception is that you can bathe your hamster kind of like a dog, where you can bathe them once a month with soap in the water and all that stuff. And but bathing your hamster is actually super unhealthy and can actually in the long run make your hamster smellier, because hamsters produce oils on their fur to help them scent mark. When you bathe them, you are taking off the oils in their fur, which results in them mass producing their oils, and that can ultimately make them smellier than when you didn't bathe them. So in the long run, bathing your hamster makes them smellier, which really doesn't have a point to bathing your hamster. So do not bathe your hamster in water, because that stresses your hamster out and can cause them stress-related diseases. And it also makes them smellier, so it doesn't really result in anything good for your hamster, unless it is vet recommended and your vet recommended you to bathe your hamster in water. Please do not bathe your hamster for no reason really other than to bathe them. Another myth or misconception in hamsters is that when they burrow under the bedding, once you give them a lot of bedding, they'll burrow under the bedding and they will suffocate under the bedding, because there's a lot of bedding that's on top of them and they can't breathe and they're going to suffocate. Well, that is not true at all, because many people put a lot of bedding in their hamsters' cages, me, and they're still alive. They don't suffocate underneath all the bedding. They are naturally burrowing animals and are built for having bedding on top of them. Like they would in the wild, they would dig in the dirt and they would have dirt on top of them while they are sleeping. So when your hamster's burrowing, they are not going to suffocate in their bedding, because they are designed for burrowing. And there's also air coming in through the bedding, because bedding is just paper. Bedding is not something solid like rocks or anything. It is bedding. They can breathe through it, and they can also breathe through the tunnels that they've built that go out into the outside world. And they have hamsters are designed for burrowing, so they will not suffocate underneath the bedding of their hamster cage, because they are designed for burrowing, and that is what they will do naturally. So I guess that is it for today's video. I can't remember any of the other misconceptions. I feel like I got them all, but if I missed one, well, then yeah, I missed one. I will try to put it in the video if I can remember later. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys! Why am I on an angle? Wait. Is that better? Yeah, okay. Sorry that the sun has like gone from being like down there to like blinding this like half of the camera. They are, what am I trying to say? When your hamster stuffs bedding in their cheeks, they are eating their bedding, and they will, what am I trying to say? And just help them with their, oh my goodness, I cannot speak today. And Syrian hamsters are more cuddly, which this is not true. And when you bathe them, you are taking off the fur, or not the fur. I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't know what it is. Oh, the cuts are gonna be so long because I've done, oh no, it's filming.